Yeah.
Bhante, how do you do?
Very well. How are
Nice
you?
to meet you. We've heard a lot about you.
Yeah.
Only good things. I'm Irene.
Nice to meet you, Irene. Yeah, I've heard good things about the group here as well. Yeah, years of meditating, years of connecting in this place.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's really lovely. We look forward to every Monday.
Yes. Some people have been here ever since he started it.
Wow.
It's a
Powerful.
small group.
Yeah.
I was pretty near it. I saw it for a while before I joined.
I have been a spiritual care intern at Uville Assisted Living Center in Cambridge as part of my field studies at the Divinity School. And I had a group like this. Some days maybe 15 people show up, some days just one.
What was the name of the place?
Y-
Juba?
It's called Uville Assisted Living Center.
Juba.
Yeah, Uville in Cambridge. It's close to Spalding Hospital.
I see.
Yeah.
So you've had experience dealing with the older segment of the population.
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah. That was my first time visiting an assisted living center in this country. In my temple in Sri Lanka, we have a senior living community. So we have allocated part of our land to build a senior house, senior, building, and we invite retired senior members of the community to live in the temple and have some, spiritual connection with the monastery. So yeah, that was my only experience before coming to this country, and now, places like this. These are like 5-star places.
Yeah, you're right.
They are.
We recognize that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what is your home country, Ceylon? Ceylon or
Yeah, Ceylon.
Ceylon?
They call it Sri Lanka now.
Sri Lanka,
Yeah. I like calling it Ceylon. Little fancy.
Reminds me of yummy tea.
Yeah, Ceylon tea. Yeah, everybody recognize Sri Lanka from Ceylon tea.
Nice cup of tea.
Yeah. Yeah. I bring some tea from Sri Lanka and my roommates finish it so quickly. So I have to hide it sometimes to save it.
Is it loose tea?
Yeah,
The
loose
leaves?
tea.
Yeah.
Because I have a roommate who knows how to make chai tea, and he ends up using a lot of tea, loose tea in it. And
Black tea.
but
yeah.
the tea, chai tea comes out really good, so you never complain. But other roommates also really became, let's say, infatuated
With the tea? With the chai?
Yeah.
Oh,
With
I
the
like
chai,
that.
with the tea, Sri Lankan tea. So
I'll make chai one of these days.
yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
I think one of the reasons that we don't have many people, there's another group. Is it today? It's the hearing loss group.
What group is it? Hearing loss.
Oh. And I think
Ah.
some of our members may have gone.
But some of our members are on the way that I've talked to.
Yeah, I
They're
talked to
coming.
a couple.
You know,
Betty Moore is coming.
Well, they still have 5 minutes. So.
I thought she was right behind.
Oh, you're right.
She hasn't been coming for a while, so we're in a
Well,
nice.
she's
good
coming
response.
today.
Yeah, I
You know,
talked with her.
we were having our guest.
Hmm.
And Helen,
Am I with?
no, the other Dawn. Helen,
Usually every seat is full.
Parks?
Mhm.
No.
Yeah.
Mary Keaton Parks.
Yeah, we know the climate change.
Park. Said she
People,
was going to come.
people have other things.
She was in coffee too.
So the three before you are accomplished meditation practitioners. They have been coming regularly. Oh, and of course Vicky since the very beginning. We started here.
Morning, Vicky.
We started teaching meditation here in 2011, I think in the fall. So
Every Monday?
almost, not every single Monday, but just about. And I know, Vicky, you have been part of this group ever since the first day.
I had a big decision to make. I could either have gone to hearing loss group or
Yeah, I just heard about that.
two at the same time.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I came to this.
Well,
I think this is going to be interesting.
I'm gratified you came to us.
Thank you for being here.
Well, anyway. I went to the first hearing loss group, and that was interesting, but today they're supposed to have to show different means of hearing aids.
Oh,
Not
that's a
only
big,
hearing aids, but there are different,
yeah.
so it would have been interesting, but.
Well, you can still go. You can still go to that one, and then we will meet on another Monday, a different Monday.
Yeah, no, this was same times.
Yeah.
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 Anyway,
They'll have more hearing people. They will have more hearing people come in because it's Kathy, Beth Caruso wants to develop a hearing group. So they will be having more speakers come in.
good.
It's
11 to 12 today.
Yeah, this is
And
just
they
the
were going to
beginning.
show the different,
Hearing aids and
Yeah.
things.
you can have something to, so you can hear the TV. I don't have a problem with the TV. I have a problem sometimes hearing.
And you don't need to. And you don't need to go.
Oh. No, there was a toss-up. I figured this was important too. So.
Yes. I
But if
think
they're going to have more on hearing,
they will have more on hearing.
great.
Because she wants to develop a low hearing group.
Can we color?
Because I know
This
that there
can
are
be
some
shut,
other
right? You can't.
There's no
Yeah.
curtain.
Yeah.
That only on that
Oh, there are a
little
lot of
window
people.
that has, there's a blind.
Yeah, that's
Almost
fine.
But,
everyone has some.
If you want to move over here,
No,
that's fine too. You can sit wherever you like.
no,
It's
I'm
very
fine.
frustrating.
Because for meditation, I thought, to have it, little
You can sit right over
darker.
I feel like
Uh-huh.
falling apart.
We don't have to.
Hello, Betty.
Stranger. This might not interest you at all. This guy sang. He sings every single month.
Here at North.
At North You know, he stands up there and sings a new song. And these are all songs of hope and inspiration, which is kind of applicable to meditation.
Hello.
Do you want this back?
No,
I can keep this?
I have two, yeah.
Thank you very much.
One's Jim's.
Okay. Thank you.
We're glad to see you. Are they all tuned up?
I don't know.
Tuned up.
I know, I thought it was that.
Hello, Connie.
They're just set.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Don't move in it. And I didn't put
Don't
it
move.
in.
Hello, Mike.
Good morning.
Nice to see you.
Good morning and welcome.
Thank you. Good morning. Good to see you.
Mike, Miller's here. Connie. Oh, hello. I didn't see you slip in.
Good morning. Good to see you.
Is Sybil coming?
She's supposed to be out. I'll see. She may.
So I have 8 bodies and 7 checks. So who am I missing?
And in my list? Oh, she's not here.
No, he hasn't checked in so many here.
Oh, well, I say we get started. Anybody else who is coming can join in as they're able.
Sybil may come.
Well, I'm pleased that you all chose to come here instead of the hearing loss session that's happening. So I'm glad that your priorities are all in the right place.
What did you
Yeah.
say?
Betty is the class clown.
Look at her face.
Well, I haven't been coming.
Yeah.
I haven't felt funny.
Oh. Well, it is absolutely my delight and pleasure to introduce you to a very special person, friend, teacher, student, fellow traveler, Bhante Kusala, who comes to us now. You've been here, you're going on your third year, right? Of being
Yeah.
in Cambridge and at Harvard Divinity School.
This
Started
is
as a scholar.
starting the third year actually. Right, soon.
So yeah, he came to us as a scholar, as the one of our HDS Buddhist scholars, and since that time have really been gratified also to see how skilled of a teacher of meditation he is, very well learned in Buddhist texts and philosophies and all of these things. So I've asked him to come today to... Hello, Sybil. No problem.
Where is he from, Chris?
Yes, so he comes to us from Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
And if you'd like to say a little about yourself that I may be
Well,
missing.
Sri Lanka.
I think we need an extra chair. There is one chair here. Hello.
Hello.
I'm going to grab one more chair for you.
Thank you. Well,
So thank you, Krish, for the very kind introduction. A lot of nice things. And I'm glad to be here and see all these beautiful faces. I hope you all can hear me. So I come from Sri Lanka and I became a monk when I was 16 years old. I didn't like certain things that my father did, so I left home and I went to the temple, and I liked I've seen monks staying happy all the time. So I thought I should become a monk and I'll be happy. So that's how I started. And my father thought I'll come back in 1 year because he read the horoscope, as it is the tradition in Sri Lanka. And whoever read it for him said, I won't stay in the temple for a long time. I'll come back in 1 year. It's been 12 years. I'm still here. I'm enjoying it. And so being a monk didn't happen as soon as I went to the temple. I had to get a training and had to learn a lot of things. Some of the things I liked, some I didn't. Because you have to memorize a lot of texts and a lot of rules before you become a monk. And you have to learn how to live communally, like brothers in a church place. So I learned it and I liked it. I learned the Pali language because I wanted to learn what the Buddha exactly taught to his students. So then eventually I was able to receive the ordination and go to meditation retreats and learn from different teachers on how to balance the mind and the body. So that's how I started. And as soon as you become a monk, you're also considered a teacher. So various groups want you to teach. So you go and you teach and you learn from them, and at the same time you share something with them, to them. So that's briefly my journey. But before we go to meditation part, I would kindly ask all of you to be silent for a moment so we can just relax a bit. We all can just share some peaceful energy, and then talk about meditation a little bit, and then do 20 minutes of meditation. Okay? Good. Please open your eyes. I like to begin with a small demonstration using this cup with water. Meditation is about letting go, and this is how I'm going to show it to you. I'm holding this cup and it has water. That's what you are seeing. Because I'm holding it, it's shaking. It's not still. And I think if I hold it for 1 hour, it may come to a still place. Do you think that will happen? You doubt? Yeah. 2 hours? 3 hours? You might think, what a stupid idea is that? So what should we do? Put it down. When you put it down, you see it shakes more. Yeah, things happen. But eventually, what happens? Now let's see what's happening. It slows down and it comes to a stilled place. It's still shaking, but it will eventually be totally stilled. This is meditation. We have a lot of things that we grab onto, hold onto, not for hours, for years. And every now and then something comes up. And sometimes we don't like it, sometimes we like it. And this liking and disliking nature is part of our craving. So we have this duality in mind. The only way to find peace, find stillness, is to put it down. And that is beautiful when you do that. You have clarity of mind, you have insight, you have wisdom, a third eye to handle that same situation with a different perspective. When I speak like that, you may have something that comes up in your mind that you may find very hard to let go. But if you do this, if you do a little bit of balancing the body and the mind, you know what is really happening. You know when something starts to arise in your mind, and from at that very moment, you catch it and you gently put it down. It's very hard to do that, but it's a skill that you can practice. And when you put it down, the shaky nature comes to a, stilled, balanced, peaceful, less heavy state. And that's everything about meditation. All these words, all these sutras, all these teachings sum up in that putting down practice. We are not completely forgetting everything. We know that all these memories will stay with us. We are just learning how to cope with anything. This includes our emotions like anger, sorrow, some, tear falling situations, some heavy heart feelings, chest pain. So anything that we carry with us. We have our own worlds, and we created, happily created such worlds, small world. My world is different from yours. We have things that we have stored in here. As soon as we close our eyes, at least we know that we are free from seeing things. But we still hear. But then we focus on something like breathing when we do meditation. And that one thing that we focus on helps us to stay one-pointed. Stay just busy with one thing and free from everything else, including our thoughts. And smelling, tasting, and physical sensations, what happens to those? Smelling, you are not smelling anything right now. You are free from that. Tasting, you are not tasting anything but meditation. Right? And you are free from, any savoring, any tasting. And physical sensations, that's why we sit in a chair. We are not trying to really hardly sit cross-legged or find a posture and mind on the posture all the time. That may give you feelings like you are in a prison. But if you sit comfortably, you know that your body is at ease, and you can stay about 20-30 minutes very peacefully, and your mind will not be distracted by any aches, any pains that may arise in the body. So if you are free from seeing, hearing, smelling, when it comes to hearing, you hear the tick-tick sound of the clock, but you know that it's not something that you need to investigate. It's just a regular sound, so you are not really going to make an inquiry to know what is really happening. You just let it be there. So the sense of hearing, sense of paying attention to certain things that are happening outside just turns off. That gives you a lot of freedom. It's not that you are completely turning off your hearing, but you are just getting some freedom. You are just collecting your mind. So when seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, and physical sensations don't bother you anymore, what is left is this big emperor, the mind, thinking. A lot of thoughts come and go. They are temporary. Various thoughts, some complaints, some stuff that you never even thought will come to you in meditation, but they come. And that is the nature The mind always wanders. So in that situation, when you have just, found this mind bringing up various thoughts, what we do is to still go back to our object of meditation, like breathing or loving kindness meditation, or focusing on something to keep your mind focused. And eventually, the more you do that with time, the thoughts also will start to stay in the boundary. The thoughts are there, but those thoughts are not going to bother you, distract you anymore. And the result is a beautiful, peaceful, energetic state of the body and the mind. Quite rewarding. So this is a sense of freedom and peacefulness. And for anyone in any age, some meditation is always like a painkiller, like a medication, or something that helps you on something in some way or the other. And so this Monday sitting that you're doing is charging your energy to go for another week until he comes back next Monday. So, and we sometimes say that we are busy, we don't have time for meditation. But there is this saying that goes as, if you are not a busy person, you should do 1 hour meditation every day. If you are a busy person, you should do 2 hours of meditation every day. So, what does that mean? It means that busy people really need some more energy to work better, to do better. Even when you are living here, you all are busy. You have things happening, things going on. But still you need some time for yourself, some time to do self-care. And it's a universal thing. It's not Buddhism, it's not Christianity, it's not anything. It's just relaxing. You can relax with music, you can relax with some beautiful, watching something beautiful, like, some green stuff like trees or something. And also enjoying the weather outside if it is nice. Still exercising the mind through an object of meditation is the easiest way of gaining some energy and peace and balancing your emotions or any state of mind that may be bothering you. So any questions from this discussion so far?
May I just ask a quick question? It seems to me that the Western way of dealing with problems or thoughts is to keep talking about them, whereas the Eastern way is to be silent, and allowing some energy within yourself to help you deal with things.
I see that even in the Eastern way, I know the Western method works, that you can express it to someone who is not going to react to you. That way you are safe. You're not going to get a lot of bad reaction. But in the Eastern way of doing it, you also confess. You go to if you are a monk, you go to a senior monk and you say what's happening, and that monk will take it and then perhaps instruct you on doing something based on the situation, like a couple of days of meditation, seclusion or something. So that moment of expressing it is actually putting it down, which is also important. And then you are able to have a different mind, a mind that has changed a little bit, to engage in spiritual silence. They call it noble silence. That once you have told the story, there is no chatterbox here in the mind, so you are silencing your thoughts, and that is the actual silence. Not to have all these busy thoughts, coming up. So I think I must say that both ways work, like they complement each other. So we have to now find how to put Western and Eastern ways together and work on it, like a collaborative effort. It's a great question.
Thank you.
My pleasure. So maybe you may have other questions after doing some meditation, after doing a guided meditation, right? And maybe you may not have any questions. So let's do some meditation. This will be guided breathing meditation to relax, and body checking, and bringing your body to a grounded state and calming it down. If you have problems with breathing, don't try hard, just stay relaxed. We all are helping everybody in this space, holding everyone in a peaceful mind, and you receive that energy. We are mutually sharing it with a lot of love, a lot of care, and a lot of positive energy. Okay? So when you do meditation, you just go to your own comfortable way of doing it. Go to your comfort zone, and you may close your eyes, because then you can, completely turn off the sense of sight. You're not seeing anything, visualizing anything. And when the big emperor, the mind, disturbs you, just accept it without trying to go after those thoughts, just letting them be there so that they will find their own ways and disappear. So you may try to stay with the instructions as you receive the guided meditation instructions in this practice. We will do this for about 15 to 20 minutes. Okay? Please adjust your body and feel free to move it anytime during this meditation. You're free to cough, you're not holding anything, you're not suppressing anything. You're just going to do very natural, very relaxing meditation here with this group. Having brought your body to a peaceful state, take a deep breath. Hold it for a while and release it. Keep doing it for 1-2 minutes, very mindfully. Have a gentle smile in your lips as you do this, so that you can ease your muscles in your face. And bring that gentle smile into your heart as well. Keep inhaling and exhaling. it's important to bring this body to stillness, to calmness, before we try to balance our mind. So any tension, any tightness in this body have to be removed. We are scanning the body. Let's pay attention to your head. If there is any tension, any tightness, just release all the muscles there. Your face, you still have the beautiful smile, the gentle smile in your lips. Your neck, your shoulders, left hand, right hand, your chest. Relax and release any tension, any tightness. Your back, keep your back straight. That helps your meditation to go smoothly. Lower part of your body, your hip area, relax. Down to your knees. From knees down to your ankles. Relax and release. Release any energy, any negativity you have into air through your toes. Just imagine that you do that. At this moment, we are only doing one thing, that is relaxing and bringing this mind towards stillness. Now take a deep breath again and release it. As you do that again, you may find a spot inside your nostrils, a spot that you feel the sensations as you do your breathing. It could be inside your nostrils or inside between your eyes, wherever you feel the breath. Finding that one spot is important to focus so that we are not constantly wandering or changing our position in the mind. We are not even trying to look at it internally through our eyeballs. That will give us a headache. We are just noticing the sensations of our breath, any place as you feel it. You intentionally take deep breaths and release very slowly. You can still Recognize any part of your body that is stiff, and you may release and relax right there and come back to your breathing mindfully. You're feeling relaxed. If your mind gets distracted, you recognize it, immediately let that go and come back to your breathing. Breathing is your anchoring spot. You anchor your wandering ship of the mind. We are not going to go after these thoughts that may constantly bother us, but we are just having one thing to work on, that is our breathing. This breath starts to slow down. It becomes so natural breath. Sometimes you observe long breath, you observe that is happening short. You are mindful in that to observe this movement. As you do this, you feel relaxed in your body. Still focusing on one spot, breathing in, breathing out. Mind has to find that this breath is something beautiful so that it stays with it. feel free to open your eyes anytime. Stretch up a little bit, if you like. Okay, any thoughts? I hope you all had a good meditation, some moments to relax.
Full glass of water. Very still.
Very still. Yeah, look. Yeah, so quiet. This is the beauty of meditation. Have you all seen these lotus flowers? It has many petals, and in the morning when it receives sunlight, one layer of petals opens up, and there is another beautiful layer inside, which is more delicate, more beautiful, more subtle. And then that opens. And then there is another layer inside, which has fragrance in it, and beautiful, and even more delicate. That's how the mind works. This mind has layers. The more you become quiet, the more it finds peace, beauty, gentleness, kindness, compassion, all in there. You become very lovable, very compassionate, very beautiful as well, externally, internally. And these outside layers, outside petals, they are gross, they have dirt. We just need to relax a little bit, just give little wisdom light, and then it opens up. And it opens, becomes very beautiful. Stays for a long time that way. That is what happens in meditation.
Outside the Museum of Fine Arts, there is a new sculpture. It could be a lotus.
Mm.
And it is very mindful of the wind. When the wind is blowing, the leaves are moving.
Mm.
When there is no wind and it's quiet and peaceful, it remains a flower.
Exactly.
Have you seen it?
I think I have. And this is a great analogy of how meditation happens. It's like a leaf from a tree. When there is wind moving fast, it starts to shake. Then when there is no thoughts in mind, it stays stilled, very peaceful, very composed, very collected and sharp. That kind of person knows what words to speak and how fast to walk, what to eat. They practice moderate eating. They have control over, tamed. They have tamed themselves. And they always stay at ease until it changes again. Then you come back to it. Thank you for bringing that up. So, yeah. This says that we have many signposts to show us the direction for meditation. There is no good time or bad time for meditation. Any time that you feel relaxed, oh, maybe this is a good time for me to sit and investigate my own inner nature. And you do some meditation, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you feel, oh, good. energy is up, back to your normal activities. Then you awaken into beautiful realities like mindfulness that stays with you, joy, happiness. You cultivate more of that, and that is also within you, like a treasury buried from all these other thoughts and stuff. You just need to discover that. You feel uplifted, energetic, and free from a lot of pains and aches in the body. I think you all like that. I like to meditate when when I feel some knee pain or something. I just do a lot of meditation, and then I don't even know that that knee pain was there. It's just the body is asking us to relax a little bit. It's demanding some love, some kindness, and we just give it, and then the mind also comes to that balance, so this distraction disappears. Yeah.
Well, I found the way that you sort of led us in was most helpful. That you, and I think I thought I was doing something similar, but it kind of, by the time I got, we left us on our own, I think we were, at least I was, there, so to speak.
Beautiful.
And then just everything kind of let go. I mean, really, it was quite an experience for me.
Yeah. So I hope, that's how it happens. It's just a great relief to just let everything else be there, and then be with this timeless notion of presence and present. And you are not going to edit your past, you are not going to be anxious about the future, you are just here, right now. Just embracing this beauty of being here now. I did that. You did that. I think all of us did that. So, and that created a lot of energy here.
I just didn't, do you ever put any limits on how long one should meditate? I mean, it's a wonderful escape, too.
Yeah. Usually more than 30 minutes. More than 30 minutes if you do it yourself, more than 30 minutes. If you can practice, there's no limit to it until you feel like you're done enough. Then you get up and go. Some days you feel like you start to do it, but then it doesn't go right. So you don't force it, and then you find a different time that may feel a better time for meditation, then you do that. So it's like cloudy days, like you say, uncloudy days sometimes. It's just like the weather. But we all should know that there is no bad meditation. Even any type of short meditation that didn't go well is a teacher for you, so that you see what happened, you contemplate on it without complaining or reacting. And you now, if it was sloth and torpor that bothered you, you may try to know what really happened. Maybe you haven't eaten that day. Maybe you have eaten too much. Maybe you have taken too much sugar. Maybe you are too tired. Maybe you just haven't slept enough. So one of these reasons. So you take some sleep, then go to meditation, then your meditation becomes better. So just listening to that message. It's like, if it is really disturbing to your meditation, sometimes some people just feel sleepy as soon as they close eyes. Then you can program your mind. You can say, before you start meditation, you tell the mind that whenever I feel little drowsy, I will just see it clearly and, focus more well in my spot of breathing or any object of meditation. And then it automatically does that, because you have told your mind, so you have some message given. It works. It's like seeing a snake in the forest and you know it's dangerous to step on it. You take a different path, so the snake is safe and you are safe, and you get your work done. I'm glad you had good meditation. Yeah, 5 more minutes. Any afterthoughts?
The water,
Yeah.
the smaller you get, the more the water looks, the bigger, until you get so tiny that the water always moves. Isn't there a point of size having a relationship to the movement?
Probably there is. Water is this, water can take the shape of the container no matter how, big or small the quantity is. And these thoughts, some are big, some are small. And if you are dealing with the big one, the time to still it may be longer as compared to a small thought, small distraction that needs to be stilled. So you will find that out as you meditate.
Yeah.
Because every one of us have different thoughts, because we have our own patterns that we have all created in our worlds, and we actually sometimes judge some things to be so big when they are so small. Some small ones to be, big. Some big ones to be so small. So when we gain clarity through meditation, we will make the right decision at the right time. So let's say you were annoyed on something when you were in the room, and you go to your community room and you are talking to somebody, and you were just annoyed for this other thing that happened inside the room, but you don't carry that annoying feeling and give it to the other person that you are talking to, because you were meditating and you had the clarity of mind, you dealt with it properly, and you just dropped it inside the room, shut the door lock, and then you went outside and you're done with it. You still enjoy the company with your friend. This happens to us. We never know when it started, but we sometimes tend to carry it with us. Then we get into trouble and we regret doing certain things. So this happens. Discovering that is also beautiful part of meditation. So I think I answered. That was the answer, probably.
Yes. Size, yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a lovely analogy that I like, that depending on how big your mind is or your awareness is, if you take a scoop of salt and you put it in this little cup, the water is almost undrinkable, right? But if you instead pour it into a large lake, the water can remain sweet. And so the idea there is how small is that mind that is already still.
Yeah.
We may say awareness. That awareness itself can automatically just arise and become more spacious than it is small in that sense. So if that, in that case, the salt is the thought.
Made of relativity.
Yeah.
Right.
And of course, I think that sometimes the nature of life is evaporation, actually, disappearance of what we think is tremendously big and something to get to accomplish. If you don't even touch it, it can go away.
Yeah. 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 We don't even have to lift it to know how heavy it is. We just let it be there. No measurements needed. Well said. I'm glad you all have a lot of insights here after doing a lot of investigation, personal investigations, diving deep into the mind. All right, I think,
Thank you.
yeah, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you. And stay happy, and happy meditation.
Thank you. Come back again.
Thank you.
Definitely, we will have them back.
We'll see.
We won't have a conflicting class.
Yeah, well, it didn't seem to
No.
diminish our group any, so that's great.
You represent all the males in the whole community.
That's
There's one other who comes.
Okay.
Well, thank you all. Have a good week. See you next Monday.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bad about that, I don't know, I can't tell either.
I'm so glad you could be here today.
Thank you. I'm so glad you came in without.
I had two classes at
Yeah.
the same time.
Yeah, hard
And
decision.
I'm glad I made this
Yeah,
decision.
I'm glad you stayed. Great.
Wish you the best.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Please come back.
Thank you. We'll see.
Take a look at that wonderful flower outside
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah, yeah. I will go back and see. Yeah, yeah.
What are you going to do when you're through with your studies here?
I'll go back.
Go back,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm also learning to be a chaplain, a Buddhist chaplain. So I might stay.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I'll be traveling.
good. You're enjoying your stay here, I hope.
Absolutely. Yeah. So beautiful people like these.
Thank you so much. You gave me such a different insight to something that Chris has been talking about. because
Thank
I
you.
did in a very different way. I
Great.
appreciate that.
Great.
Thank
I'm
you.
glad you enjoyed it.
I did, very, very much.
Thank you.
I certainly did.
Thank you.
Makes the heart very happy.
Oh, I feel so happy.
Very, very happy, yes.
We did that. It's us.
Yes, that's right. It's wonderful. Thank you. Be well.
Thank you for coming.
Be well. Thank you.
Got a
Thank
lot
you.
out of it.
Great. Thank you.
Thanks
Thank
very
you.
much.
You're welcome. Good seeing you.